BTB listeners, thank you so much for checking out today's episode. Listen, if this episode inspires you, do me a favor, take 5 seconds to shoot me a like and subscribe to the podcast. There are several more exciting guests that are in the pipeline, and I just can't thank you enough for your continued support, and let's keep paying the mission forward.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you.
Welcome to the BTB Project, designed to empower listeners to identify their why and to live their best lives no matter the circumstances. My name is Kollman Gearheart. A former athlete and motivational coach, I've had the opportunity to inspire thousands through my story and help accomplish what they are built to be. You'll be encouraged by each and every episode, and let's get into it.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living out my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land.
In today's BTB episode, we are in part 3 of our 6-part series, The Ultimate Comeback. I highly suggest you as the listener to check out the first 2 episodes when it comes to making a change and overcoming regret. Through that, we get into the 3rd phase of our ultimate comeback. And this one has been a deep, profound impact in my life. And that's overcoming a setback mentality. You have to be able to look at these setbacks in your life, whether it comes to your career, relationships, or personal growth. And you have to think about something powerful. You see, a setback doesn't define you. It doesn't categorize you of who you are and who you're going to become. It's simply a pebble in the road that you have to face. You have to overcome. If a setback doesn't define you, it's only just really defined as a simple part of the journey. I've had to challenge myself recently because I often talk about goal setting with my clients. I have clients that have big aspirations, and those goals are maybe 3 to 5 years out. And we have these prolonged planning sessions of how to achieve those goals. Sometimes you have to take the present day, each step that you make along the way, the journey, and have that be the focus. When you have these big goals and you have a setback, it could derail all of your long-term plans. It can put you into the pits of misery that are far from you thinking like you have the ability to make an ultimate comeback. Let me tell you something. You are not a failure because you stumbled. You only fail when you decide to stop trying. I've seen too many times as a coach, people who give up too soon. One of the most profound images I've seen is this cartoon of a guy chipping away at a rock with a little pickaxe. And this rock is gigantic, and he's made his way through the rock, and there's just a little bit of rock left on the other side. The problem is the person that's hitting the rock can't see the other side. He only remembers all of the swings he had, all of the rock that he's chipped away to this point, and he doesn't have a solid understanding of how close the other side is. That's exactly how success works. And when you're on your ultimate comeback, I want you to tap into some actionable steps. Many people get stuck in a setback mentality. They're worrying about how others perceive them. Most people don't see you in that way. Believe it or not, your setback is not your identity. It's a moment in time, and moments are fleeting. Every second, every minute, every hour. And it's time for you to shift your focus from setback to comeback. Setbacks are only temporary in our life. They don't dictate the rest of your life unless you let them. When you face adversity, don't allow it to consume you to the point of paralyzing you from doing anything else. Refuse to think negatively. We are a byproduct action wise to how we're thinking. We literally think things into existence, whether it's something that's negative or something that's positive in our life. And as you're refusing to think negatively, remind yourself that you are capable of great things. Are you tapping into positive affirmations? Are you looking at some of these difficult circumstances that you've come across in your life and embrace the why behind them? All of these challenges or setbacks that we face, God has an extraordinary way of showing us exactly where we're supposed to be when we are, whether it's good, bad, ugly. That's the exact place that we need to be for our ultimate comeback. So let's get into some actionable steps that will help you on your ultimate comeback journey, refusing to have a setback mentality. First and foremost, you got to own your story. Over the last few episodes, I begin to share some really tough situations that I've been through. And I'm not trying to glorify what I've been through because I know you as a listener have been through several difficult circumstances, probably even far greater than what I have. But the question is, are you starting to own it? As I'm starting to speak it into existence, I'm not letting that setback or that difficult circumstance define me anymore. That's beginning to own your story. A story where you're able to share with confidence and move forward, that's a testimony. And that's where testimonies can change a lot of people's lives. Make sure that you're spending time acknowledging that setback. Don't let it consume your identity. Embrace it as part of your story, as part of what makes you who you are. It's not the end of your story that you're creating. It's part of the chapters. It's part of the process. And look at it as a continued stepping stone. And this is that setup for the comeback that you've always wanted because you've been able to come to terms with all of the things that you felt like made you a failure, that they've all been intricately designed to put you exactly where you need to be. So a lot of this comes around your mindset. Another fantastic actionable step to overcoming setback is reframe your mindset. A setback is only as powerful as the meaning you give it. Think about that for a second. We're the ones that fuel either the positive or the negative energy in our lives. I always use this as an example. You have two hands, and in one hand, you got positive circumstances, and you got one hand in the negative circumstance. And you can take little pebbles, and you have one hand that might be fuller than the other. But at any moment, you can switch those rocks to either hand. That's the mindset piece. Choose to reframe your mindset in positive energy. Every single setback has a hidden opportunity for growth, learning, and redirection if you choose to let it. Having that reframe of thoughts is what I call being able to control your mindset. And if I wish I had a superpower to overcome difficult circumstances, I wish I had the ability to tap into positive mindset, willpower, positive thought. It is such a powerful tool in today's day and age. And I highly suggest you as the listener to tap into it. So do me a favor. Each morning, remind yourself that you are in control of your story. Start your day by writing one positive affirmation about your comeback journey in your journal. I've had some people, even myself, write it on the glass that's inside the powder room or restroom. And being able to see that as the first thing when you open your eyes in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror, you have a positive message there that fuels you into what you're going to take on that day. Positive affirmation, just one a day, and watch what happens to your mindset and to your life. The next actionable step is focus on progress, not perfection. I've had a lot of people who have given me feedback on the podcast, and they come from a perfectionist mentality. And they ask me all these questions. How do you edit your podcast? Or how do you speak and never make mistakes? And it's just amazing how you've been able to do that. And it's funny for me to hear that because I make mistakes all the time. And yeah, I got some pretty cool tools that can help me maybe sound a little bit better or have me make a little bit more sense when I edit the podcast. But a raw recording has several mistakes along the way. But the beauty is I've been able to, through repetition, through practice, through failing over and over again, I've been able to start seeing a change in the podcast that I'm producing. I'm more clear and concise. I have a better tone. Is that small victories build momentum? Just as much as we have any sort of focus on negativity in our lives, that can take us one direction pretty quick. But a simple, small victory of positive spirit, positive affirmation, positive outcome can propel us in a forward that creates momentum that can lead to lasting success in your ultimate comeback. So set small, achievable goals. Along with your positive affirmation, also write in your journal the celebration of wins that you have. No matter how minor they are, each step forward is a testament to your resilience. Just as much as we make little bookmarks in our head of what we haven't done and who we haven't become and be in that setback mindset, we can create a whole narrative, a beautiful story of who we are, what we have been, what we have accomplished, our successes, our positive energy. And that could be the catalyst of how we're moving forward. Sometimes we can't do it on our own. I say often on the podcast that we are a BTB community. It's in community, it's surrounding yourself with positive people that can impact your mindset. If you feel like you're incapable of creating that positive mindset and strong will on your own, you probably are. All of us are. But let's find people to do life with. Seek out people who you believe are 100% for your potential and lift you up when you feel down. Let go of the toxic influences and reinforce the positive nature in your life. The people who reinforce fear and self-doubt, they don't have a place in your life. It's already hard to try to manage the negativity and self-doubt in our own minds. Imagine that having been reinforced by people that aren't good influences around you. It's time to step up and find those people that can lift you up. So make a list. Make a list of 3 people who inspire you, who encourage you, who lift you up, and reach out to them. Share the goals that you're writing in your journal with them and ask for their support. In your ultimate comeback, you're beginning to build a community that can support you. This is not about trying to do it on your own. It's about letting people in that you trust, that can lift you up when those setbacks come, because they will. Setbacks come to people that are trying to do something in their life, that are trying to make something happen. And that leads to the next phase, which is taking bold action. One of the most critical parts with a comeback or doing anything in your life is taking action. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start right now. Start during this podcast. Start changing the narrative in your mind to create more of a positive frame than a negative frame. Instead of trying to wait for the perfect moment, just start right now. Every action, no matter how small it is a step away from a setback, and it's a step towards your ultimate comeback, your victory, what God has planned for you. That's a beautiful thing. As you're finding ways to take immediate action or something that you've been hesitating to do, think about that. Put it at the forefront of your mind right now. That action could be as simple as sending an email to somebody, or maybe you're sending an email to apply for a job, or you're starting a special project that you've been dragging your feet on. And you got to pick up the phone to get people around you to help fulfill that project. Act now. Stop waiting and take action. Your comeback begins with the first step. It is not inaction that creates your ultimate comeback. It is action. Make a decision and go for it by taking bold action. And last but not least, when it comes to overcoming setbacks, is stay persistent and patient. Those two P words in itself have a whole lot of ammunition to them. But remember that setbacks are temporary. Comebacks take time. It's your ability to be persistent is the secret weapon. Everyone's always asking what the secret sauce is keep your nose in it. Don't let your guard down. Be persistent day after day after day and stack positive days, taking action, believing in what you're doing, surrounding yourself with the right people, and keep pushing forward. Even when the road seems long, your efforts always pay off. I guarantee that. Think about it this way. When you hit a challenge in your life, remind yourself that this is part of the process. Write down one reason why you won't give up. Write down an I can statement. Write down, no matter what you're facing, what you're experiencing, that you have a word or a phrase or a foundation that you always fall back on that gets you right back up. Having the ability to have that fallback plan with persistence and patience is the antidote to an ultimate comeback. So let me leave you with this thought. You are not defined by your setbacks. You are defined by how you rise from them. The path to greatness, the path to doing something extraordinary is going to always be filled with challenges, but it also is filled with opportunities. Every single setback is set up for you to have a comeback. So shift your mindset, take bold action, and embrace the fact that your best days are ahead. It's time to abandon the setback mentality, the victim mentality, and start believing in your comeback mentality. Your story isn't over. Your story's just beginning. And it's one of those beautiful moments where, as a BTB community, we get to share those extraordinary journeys and stories together. Keep pushing forward, and let's make the ultimate comeback happen. Listen, if part 3 of this BTB series, The Ultimate Comeback, if it inspired you, if you have some setbacks that have just been keeping you in a rut that doesn't allow you to keep pushing forward, do me a favor, like and subscribe to the BTB Project. Let me know how this message resonated with you. And if it's something that impacted you, do me a favor, share it with a family member or colleague and let them know why. Maybe you share a little bit of your journal with that person too. Let them in. Maybe they become somebody that's part of your ultimate comeback, your community of positive energy. Let's not do this alone. As always, I'm proud of each and every one of you. And until next time, take care.